Let's talk Michigan Wolverines recruiting because, Steve, we got some five-star buzz. The Wolverines have been red hot on the trail really since the flip of Bryce Underwood. They have not cooled off. And in this video, we are only talking five-star targets. Let's start with Tristan Keys. He's got his official visits for the summer, but he made an important unofficial visit. He locked it in to Michigan. Are Wolverines now in the mix for five-star wide receiver Tristan Keys?
Yeah, he tells me he's going to be at Michigan on April 5th. They're a program that seems to be rising some with Tristan Keys, the newly minted #1 receiver in the land on 3. But I think they got to make a move on some other programs. Alabama and Tennessee, I view at the forefront of that recruitment. LSU is in the middle of it. Auburn, Ole Miss. Texas A&M is one that's probably in that top 3 with Alabama and Tennessee. And you also have the Longhorns in there. But he's given Michigan some time, wants to get up there and see Ann Arbor. And we'll see if the Wolverines can make a late move with him like they did with the Ty Haywood in the cycle before.
All right, well, we got more five-star news I want to cover. Carter Meadows is an absolute monster out of Washington, D.C., newly minted five-star here at On3. E.J. Holland is reporting that he's going to be in Ann Arbor March 21st. So that being said, now that he's five-star status, we want to kind of focus in here. Where does Michigan stand in this recruitment?
Well, I think they're near the top of the list. Carter Meadows is also a 3.9 GPA kid. He's finishing out his basketball season before he hits the road for these spring visits. And I think Michigan's one of the front runners. Certainly Penn State is another program he's high on. In Ohio State, there's a great deal of intrigue with the Buckeyes. Then you got Northwestern, Stanford, North Carolina, South Carolina being a few others that are doing a good job in the Carter Meadows recruitment. But Michigan is one of the early favorites going into the spring. He'll take officials in the summer and then decide going into his senior year.
Yeah, a recruitment that we're going to be talking a lot more about as the spring and summer go on. Now, we can't talk five-star buzz without talking Jackson Cantwell and Savion Hyder. Let's start with Jackson Cantwell. You had a recent conversation with him. How do you think the Wolverines are faring so far in this recruitment?
Well, he's going to get up there on spring break and watch them have a spring practice. He was there in December visiting with the program. And Michigan's one that's slowly been rising behind the scenes. There's been a lot of Georgia and Oregon smoke as of late. But he loves the style of play at Michigan, the offensive line-driven football team. They've won a couple Joe Moore awards. All 6 head coaches in his finalists went and saw him when they were on the road last month. And he really enjoyed talking football with an O-line guy. Sharon Moore is how he described him. And he's building a great relationship with offensive line coach Grant Newsome. That spring practice visit's going to be big. Look for him to put out his official visits in the very near future. Michigan will be on that list as well. Still trying to make up ground on the Ducks and Bulldogs. You got Mizzou in there as well. Ohio State, Miami, Georgia, Oregon, Michigan. I think we just mentioned all 6. But Michigan's in the middle. I literally think they're in the middle of this recruitment. We'll see if they can get up towards the top with these next 2 visits.
All right. How about Savion Hyder? Are they more towards the top of that recruitment?
I think they lead that recruitment, but Georgia has been gaining ground. He's been to Georgia several times, including earlier this month. He's been there 4 times total and is really getting to know Coach Crawford, Coach Smart, that program, the running back history. But it's still Michigan setting the pace, talking to his family, talking to him at various points in the last month, from the relationship with Tony Alford to what Michigan offers on and off the field to the offense to Sharon Moore. Michigan's the leader, but Georgia, Tennessee, and Ohio State round out the final 4. He's going to take some visits in the spring. Georgia on the radar for one. Tennessee's definitely getting one. They want to get to Ohio State. So this recruitment's still got some moving parts to it, but I like where Michigan stands right now.